Okay, so here is a little bit of a Gwent tutorial. Essentially, when you get farther in the game, I think you're still in White Orchard if I'm not mistaken, you can pretty much challenge a lot of the merchants to play Gwent. This one, I think, also sells Gwent cards. Some of them do. So I will show you my tricks. I'm just going to bet the standard 5. You can go from 1 to 10 crowns when you're betting in Gwent. There are 4 different decks, if you haven't noticed. There is Scoia'tael, Monsters, Nilfgaard, and Northern Realms. I prefer Northern Realms, but it's all based on preference. So on the left side, you're going to see the cards that you can put in your deck. A lot of them I don't have in my deck, and that's only because I am farther in the game. Until you get a better deck, I would suggest keeping them in your deck. However, when you get better cards, I would take the lower numbered cards out, like Yarpen, Zigrin, Kirametz. I don't know why that is not in there. Changing this. Mostly I keep a lot of the lower cards out, just because it makes it easier to get a better hand. Gwent is a lot based on the luck of the draw. I put decoys in personally, at least 2. You should have 3 at some point. And I put at least 1 Scorch in. Mostly because it depends on who you're versing. Some decks are kind of a pain in the ass to deal with. So, and then you also have like your leader card. This is Foltest. He has different abilities. Each leader has different abilities. This one you can pick an Impenetrable Fog card from your deck and play it instantly. I don't ever use this particular one. I use Clear Weather Effects. So I use Lord Commander of the North Foltest, because no matter what weather ability someone plays on the round, you can clear it with the leader ability. So I play him. Starting the round, we are versing a Northern Realms deck. You have the ability to get rid of a couple of cards in your deck if you so choose. I am going to. I'm going to get rid of this guy for a higher card, and got some pretty good cards. I'm going to get rid of that guy. So round start, my turn. I'm just going to, usually I just throw out the lowest card that doesn't have an ability. For example, this guy that I have highlighted, Siggy Reuben, is a spy card. Don't throw him on the deck until you absolutely have to. And if it happens in this round, I'll show you why. Mostly, this is what I do. I throw the first round. I lose on purpose, because that way I get to keep most of my good cards. They're going to play a card. They're going to try to beat you. They always do if you throw the first round like I do. The Northern Realms faction ability, you get to draw, well, they're Northern Realms, so they get to draw a card. So, they threw down a spy. Now this is where decoy comes in. They just got, with the spy, you get 2 extra cards in your deck. So they got 2 extra cards. I'm going to throw down my decoy, and I'm going to decoy that out, so I'm going to steal that from them. They still get the 2 cards, but you also get the decoy. Okay, so they threw down another spy. I'm gonna Scorch it out, because I'm an asshole. It's my own points, but, you know, that's... So they have 0 points. I'm gonna win this round. So I tossed down a 6, I tossed down Vesemir. I won that round, so now I get an additional card because of the faction perk. Now, this is round 3, so this is the last round of 3 rounds. So now, you pretty much just get to be a gigantic dick if you have a good hand. The cards with the yellow, they can't do anything. They're the best cards in the game. You can't get rid of them if someone like throws down a scorch. They can't be scorched out. They are pretty much there. They're not affected by weather. They're not affected by anything. They're just there. You can get them through either finding them or essentially winning them in like special quests and shit. So I'm gonna pick Siggy because I scorched that out and now I can use him, and I can toss his own Siggy back at him, and that gives me 2 more cards. I'm pretty much just gonna play the hand until I decide to throw down more spies, which essentially the thing with spies is they give the other person points, but they give you 2 cards. So I'm going to throw down my other Siggy that was my own Siggy in the first place, and I get more cards. So here's a good example of Scorch. This one gives you 7 points, and it scorches out the highest, or destroy enemies' strongest close combat units. So since my close combat units are everything on my board is special, so they can't be scorched out. Theirs can. So I scorched theirs out and I get points. Mostly everything on my deck on the board right now is special cards. But it's a point-based game. Once you get the hang of it, it's fairly simple and extremely frustrating, especially if you're versing a monster deck, or Scoia'tael can get frustrating sometimes, but mostly monster deck is a pain in the ass. I don't remember who has monster deck, otherwise I would show you. I'm gonna be an asshole and throw down Collar. So he gets 1 additional point, I get 2 cards. Because I'm a jerk like that. Mostly it's playing cards. You don't always get as many spies as I did. You don't always get decoys. Like I said, it's a luck of the draw. This round happened to be relatively simple because this guy is early in the game and I came back to him with kind of a killer deck. So that is a round of Gwent in which I just whooped ass. Probably unnecessarily hard, but hopefully that kind of helped out a little bit on kind of getting the understanding. If you notice on the left side of the screen where it shows up, there was 10 crowns or fur. Because I played this guy before, I got fur. Usually if it's the first time you play somebody, you will get a card out of the win. The cards are usually random with just merchants or innkeeps and people like that, but if it's in a quest, you will get certain cards like Triss or Yennefer or Geralt or Ciri. They're all parts of quests, and they are the best cards in the game. Hopefully that was helpful in learning Gwent.